Hi, I'm Kathleen.
And I'm Sean.
And you're listening to the Dead Baby Bear podcast.
Dead Baby Bear.
Ooh.
Long story. Welcome to episode 9000 of Bread Lady Stare.
Of the periodic podcast.
The periodic Dead Baby Bear.
We're just going to do a quarterly episode.
It's been so long since our last episode. The baby's alive again. And he's a zombie.
It's only because we're busy, which is good.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, I had like a rush hour. I don't know. I have road rage. I don't have road rage, but like just some things
Rush
will
hour
get
rage?
like, rush hour. Especially if it goes down to one lane and then it's not, and then no one knows
reason?
what's happening. It's like this was 2 lanes before, and it took us a minute and a half to get through this stretch. Now it's 1. How long do you think that'll take? 3 minutes? Let's give it an extra minute for like swerving in and stuff. No, 80 minutes. It's like it took 12 minutes to. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here?
And everywhere in Edmonton
Just
right now
drive.
is under construction. Like, there's not one road that doesn't have orange signs. It's the worst I've ever seen it. Because I know they're building the new LRT line, but it's just like every road I take, it's constant construction. Even by my house, the bridge is closed now for a year.
A year?
Yeah, they're replacing it. And so, like, it's kind of nice because there's not that much traffic in my neighborhood now because everyone's, like, diverting away from it.
So you're on that very small sliver of the population that's, like, benefiting from a road closure.
Yeah, but also we have a lot more tent cities popping up because it's not quite so busy. We have a new one. It's so crazy how they pop up, and they're like...
How come they never get together and do, like, shanty towns? Like, we're pretty bad at shanty towns in North America. We're fat, lazy.
What is a shanty town? Like, it's a...
Well, just like, let's get a bunch of tin and build a city on the hill. That's what they do. Like in like Brazil and shit, and like India and Pakistan. They'll build like a beautiful little, not beautiful, but like, you know,
nice
a shanty town. Everybody's living in tin. Everybody's living in old kettles.
I wouldn't say nice enough
They basically just old kettles. That's what they,
Yeah.
that's whatever. Like old kettles they got from rich people, and they string them together, and then we live in a kettle. Our shelter is 900 kettles.
I don't know. I've
that's
said,
what they
why
do.
don't they build some facilities out of my neighborhood?
Let them build. Like, give them the stuff from Home Depot. Here you go. Here's some tin. Here's some wood. Here's some nails. Don't hurt each other. Build a shanty town over by Kathleen's.
Yeah, there is.
I guess
many.
it's because everybody just we tear them down.
Well,
like, what
the
is
police
that, though?
have been taking it. Like, they'll build them, and then eventually the police will come and take them down, and then rich liberals in neighborhoods far away are like, you can't do that to the homeless people. Okay, can we put them in your backyard, please?
I know, but why is it that in other countries, like not every country, but in many countries, you know, there's like, okay, here's the town and here's the city, and then there's like where the shanty town. This is like where the low income, just squalor, hand to mouth, you know, kind of people live in this like community.
Yeah.
We don't really have that. We have like, you know, these guys, Randy and Bill are over there with their tent by the bank. They used to sleep in CIBC, but now they lock the doors after 11.
Now these are like little shanty towns. There's like 8 tents behind the convenience store.
See, that's a community. That's good. That's enough to build a Red Rooster in that.
It is. You could.
Somebody could open a convenience store for homeless
They're going to be like, we need a shopping center more for us.
Yes.
That we feel
need
comfortable.
Centrally located here in Shantyville by Kathleen's home.
It is getting scarier. There's like constantly like screaming at night. Adam's car got broken into. Thank God I accidentally left it unlocked, which was actually a good thing because they just open it up and rifle through for change and then don't take anything else.
But they must piss in there or something.
That's what I was. They pee or shoot up or fuck. I don't know. Fucking our car. Go crazy. Just clean it up.
I think that's the scary part is like if you're they don't lock this. Like they know. That one's always locked. Like if you're, you know, those Squalorville people, like you're walking through town and you're like, I can tell you every car in this area that locks its doors routinely.
Yeah.
Locker. He's a locker. She never locks it, you know. So then they know Kathleen and Adam, they're never lockers. Yeah. They never lock their fucking car. And then we're gonna fuck in that one. Because it's more romantic.
It's leather seats.
If you're a man and you get a girl all excited and then you have to go and like you have to
That's not sexy. And then you gotta fuck fast just in case someone heard it.
And then you have to get the glass off before you can't fuck her on the glass. Exactly.
You're never gonna make a woman come fucking in 30 seconds before the glass.
She's gotta really settle into the back of that Honda. It's better to be able to just open the door and go, "Milady," rather than and then tell her to jump in, Dukes of Hazzard style.
And make her spend 20 seconds of that 30 seconds sucking your dick.
Exactly. You're like, lay down on the cardboard. I pre-cut it to fuck. I pre-cut these cardboard pieces the exact size of the back seat of the vehicle we're going to break into so that we can fuck all night.
You know what, though? Like, I talked to a cop because I'm like, what do you guys... like?
What?
Because they're always in my neighborhood now. And they're so hot. No, I was just like, no, because I was getting frustrated because somebody broke into my building at 6 a.m. and pulled the fire alarm. So 6 a.m. and I didn't know that you have to call the fire department to get them to come and turn it off. Like everyone,
that's a weird one too, because it's like that's not even a teenager.
No, it's just some dick.
Like an asshole.
It's just some dick that did it. It's 6 a.m.
Like, why are you doing this?
And then I'm like, do I have to scoop up all my pets? Like, so I woke up and I ran outside and ran around the building. I didn't see any smoke on it. So I'm like, oh, it's just a false alarm.
Think about how many, but I mean, it might have been part of a weird, he was probably on meth. Because a lot of those guys, I'm sure, think of themselves as like, Jason Bourne. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Where they're like, I'm gonna fucking I broke into that bitch's car. And now she's looking at me from her balcony. I'm gonna pull the fire alarm and get her
distracted
and
do some
it's a diversion. And then I'm gonna jump over a cat.
They used to like break in and like sleep in our laundry room and shit in our laundry room, and like it's hard to have empathy and feel because. Like, I'm like, maybe I'll go volunteer at one of these shelters and I'll feel more empathy because I'll see that there are people to my face and stuff and not just people that are being dicks in my neighborhood. Like, I
know. And then you're like, all right, I'm going to feed this homeless guy a meal so that he can shit in my laundry room later.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
But, so I asked a cop, I'm like, so you guys, why can't they have tent cities here? Like, he's like, crime always goes up. And he's right. And then he said, but it's not just like people down on their luck. It's drug dealers are living in there. They're doing deals in there. Women are getting raped in there. Like they're pulling tricks in there. Like it's not like a nice place. It's not a nice, they're not just living somewhere.
Yeah, you don't really want to like, here's your prostitute.
Yeah, seriously though.
You live in fucking here.
So then you hear all these people who
on this air mattress
don't know anything about what they're talking about. You have to be kinder to the homeless. And I'm like, yeah, to the homeless, not to the fucking drug dealers that are like keeping these people where they are. Like that, it's crazy.
But that's a tough racket for a drug dealer too. Like
tent dealing.
You're dealing tent to tent with people that have no money at all, like nothing, and they're like, they're coming up to you with a stereo they just pulled out of an old Buick, like 8 rocks, please, and you're like, what am I gonna do with that stereo, Rick? I don't have a fucking car like that. It's only for certain cars, I think.
It's just fucking nuts. And now there's so many, like, winter's coming. They're going to, like, who knows what's going to happen in winter time. Mm-hmm.
You're turning into a fun little conservative.
That's what Adam keeps saying.
Conservative.
Like, I'm still in the middle, though. I will always still say I'm in the middle. We haven't done a podcast since I did the show for Brett Wilson, did we?
Oh, no, you have. No, I haven't heard about it. Well, you told me a little bit about it, I think. He's a billionaire.
He's a billionaire.
Great guy.
He's got an attitude problem.
He's what I would coin a progressive racist.
Yeah, he's got issues, and I'm sure like if there were people that were like, "Can we do a show for him?" But I'm like, guys,
who cares?
I will do a show for anybody. I'm not. I'm not conservative.
There's an old picture of Kathleen's grandma at Hitler's. You know what I mean?
I don't care.
Hitler's retreat in Normandy.
Yeah, exactly. But I was like, I would do anything for money right now. So like I said, I would at the show. I was like, I would give ex-Prime Minister Stephen Harper a lap dance for $200. Easy. Mm-hmm. I just had to be wasted, but I'd do it. And then after the show, this lady comes up to me. She goes, "Hi, I'm Stephen Harper's wife." It was his wife.
That's awesome.
And she was actually quite funny. She was like, "You should always try and get more." but I was like, I loved it. And then I'm like, fuck, why do we all hate on each other?
And she must have loved it.
Oh, she said
would not have fucking approached you like.
She said she's like, oh, we actually love comedy. We love. I'm like, hey, you should book a comedy show.
It's funny because the context is like, I will do anything for money.
Yeah.
I am so money crazy that, oh boy, let me think of the worst person on earth. Stephen Harper. I would give the most evil man I can think of a lap dance for $200. And then afterwards she's like, we love comedy.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know if you get it fully.
I don't know either, but
because I brought your husband up as an example of the worst human
scenario
that I could give a lap dance to. And you were like, she said my husband's name. Lord Christ in heaven.
Well, and people, when I said that joke, they kind of like looked, and I'm like, is he here? And then they were like, no, but his wife is.
Yeah.
No, that was interesting. But then it was also like, fuck, everyone hates each other for political reasons, but we're all just people. We just want to laugh. Like,
and it's easy to like picture people having sex. Finger banging is a tough one. Like, try to picture Stephen Harper like really going to town on a girl.
I just did
it's hard to do, isn't it?
It's bad.
Like, imagine he's good at it or something.
He's probably one of those guys that's like, I saw it in a porn if you just jackhammer it. Like,
Jordan Peterson's new book's about this. It's about going to work, putting your fingers to work, clean your pussy's room, and get those fingers working. It's what Jesus wanted. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. No.
But that is pretty funny that I'm Stephen Harper's wife.
I was like, that's
And what did she say?
awesome.
Always try to get more or something, right?
It was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was hilarious. And I'm like, good.
She knows what it usually takes.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And then I found out that that's the going rate because this past weekend in Ottawa, I was having too much fun in Ottawa. That Laugh Lounge is a lot of fun. And the guy that was on the shows with me, I can't remember his last name, right? Peter something, and he was hilarious and funny.
Not that funny.
No, I don't remember.
Apparently.
I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know his full name, but he was funny.
Yeah, but I got really drunk every day, so that's very small. So we went to this place called Bear Facts, which is a strip bar. But in my opinion, if you're in Ottawa, you missed an opportunity. It could have been Bear Tax. Like the bear, anyway, not
yes.
BEAR. It was like BARE. Anyway, so I don't know how lap dances work. I had no idea how they worked, but I was like, Peter, I'm getting you a lap dance. You deserve it. You were funny, and I want to be a nice headliner.
Is a lap dance I'm gonna dance? Is it it's song?
It's per song that I didn't know.
Right, and they're not going long version of any of that.
No,
right?
you're not getting that bye Miss American Pie. You're not getting.
And she's buying a stairway to. You're like.
I'm gonna open a strip club called the Home of the Long Lap Dance, and we only do that or
longest
that
lap
Paradise by the
ever.
Dashboard Light, like any Meatloaf song.
All that stuff. You're like, this is hard to dance to, but I'm getting great value.
My money's worth. Yeah.
I'm getting great value on this. The build up to this song is almost over. Like, I know my knees are fucking killing me. Ever since I told people I moved to Tent City, they've been treating me like this.
So I set him up for a lap dance. I thought it was like one lap dance, and then I think he got two, which I don't care.
You didn't authorize that.
I don't care. I didn't know how they worked. And then she's like, do you want to come up? And I'm like, sure. So I went up, we sat there, and I like grabbed her boobs and then she's like, that's like $160
for the booby grab.
She did 5 dances or something.
Oh, okay.
5 songs, and there was like 140
legit,
or 160.
Guess,
Like, yeah, but I was kind of like, but also as a woman that never pays for that kind of stuff, I was always like, oh, I have to pay for this?
Yeah, like I didn't get much out of that.
I was like, oh my God, this is weird.
And they're
okay.
like, remember half an hour ago when you were like, I'm paying
Yeah,
for the...
I know. I'm like, I guess I'll go to the bank machine. So I'm like, you don't take tap, do you?
No. No, there's a machine over there, and it will ask you if you're okay with it taking $9 per 20 that you take out. What? It charges you per the 20 you take out.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's how we make our fucking
I don't even want to
cash.
look at that transaction because I'm sure it was like I took out $200, but I was charged $100 in fees or something.
I went to a Earl's in St. Albert yesterday, and it was the first time I ever felt like complaining about great service.
Oh, because they were actually good at what they did?
They were so good, but they were so good that it was like annoying.
They were always
Very,
asking you.
There every fucking... It was
Yeah.
maybe one of the first times I've experienced that, where like every 30 seconds somebody would come by, like, how's the first? How you do? Hey, and hey, how's it going? Yeah, we'll get drinks. You ready to order? Like, and that's normal. You ready to order or whatever. But, then they kept coming back and like anything... how was the first? It was like, how are the first couple bites tasting?
Yeah. How are the
and then the next
couple
person
bites?
comes by like, how are the first? I'm like, I'm on the I'm on the 13th bite now. Still going good. Still solid. Like, how's the
12th bite was a little weird.
How's the 48th bite going down? But it was like 3 different people.
Oh,
they were all
that's
teenagers.
The problem. Oh, they're probably training them.
They were, and so one would come by, and then one would forget that somebody'd come by. So it was like every 30 seconds somebody would come by.
See, when I worked,
but they're friendly, so you can't be like, "Hey, just leave us alone."
Leave us alone.
Hey, we're trying to have a conversation. Like,
I always did it where I would make eye contact with people at the table, and then I would just kind of like walk by. I wouldn't stop them if they're in the middle. Like, you stop, we go by once and ask, and then after that you can walk. And then if they want something, they'll be like, hey.
And that's the way it should work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some of these places are like, you have to make sure you're very visible and blah, 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 blah. And like.
Even the first couple bites, I don't know what that accomplishes. I don't know what it's like, we can skip this.
Yeah.
Because if it's gross.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that can I guess from a business's perspective, it's like, if we can sort of like, you know what, actually, I didn't really like that. Okay, we'll make you another one right away.
Yeah.
Like like you haven't lost a customer in theory, but it's just so annoying to everybody else. It's almost like the airport. There's one shoe or whatever, like one shoe bomb, and now we have to fucking take our shoes off for
forever,
100 years. It's sort of like that, where it's like, well, we might lose 1 out of 1 million customers because we could have, gotten them another meal in time to save their patronage for the future. The
customers you want to lose are the complaining customers anyway.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
if it doesn't,
cares?
if the first couple bites aren't tasting good, I probably won't come back.
Yeah.
Like I'm paying $30 for this. How are the first couple bites? Like not very good. Oh.
Yeah, and then what are you supposed to do?
Now what? Now what are we doing?
I've sometimes when people when you ask how it is and they'd say something negative, you kind of be like, oh, okay, that's not what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say everything's great, thanks. You're wrong here.
I know, especially when you work at a restaurant where the food's good.
Yeah.
Because then you can totally go like, you're the problem.
It's you.
You're hard to deal with. Like I can make a whole bunch of assumptions about who you are right now. It's a little bit, the green salsa is salty.
Yeah.
You're like, nope, it isn't. It's
isn't.
refreshing
It's
and filled with citrus.
the way
You
it
fucking
should be.
cunt.
It's very popular.
Yes.
With regular normal people.
Every single person who comes in here says, I love the green salsa.
Yeah.
And you're here telling me you don't like the
There's
sodium
something wrong
levels.
with you.
Eat shit, you bitch. Eat shit and tell me how fucking salty it is.
Oh my God, I love
I
it.
bet your shit's real salty.
They have a restaurant called like the Karen Cafe, and all the staff treats people like
And everybody's
shit.
a manager? I just assumed everybody would be a manager.
Probably, or something like that. But that'd be fun to work somewhere. But I mean, I guess you can't be totally awful, but there
That would be
was
kind
a
of
place.
cool themed restaurant where like it allows you to get some frustration. It's like boxing, so like
Yeah.
I got to get some frustrations out. It's a restaurant you open where the whole point is you come in and you go you eat and it's good food, but you get to be like, I fucking hate this place.
Yeah.
This place is a piece. These fries are fucking cold. Like they get to just yell and get it out of their system,
Yeah.
and the servers are like actors.
Like one of
so-
those rooms where you get to smash stuff, but for emotions.
Yeah.
I like that.
Where you just get to go and like say, you know what, it's dry.
Yeah.
Again, every fucking time I come in here, the chicken's dry. And they get, I'm so sorry, sir.
Yeah.
And then they come back with another meal, but it's the same meal. Or
It's an
whatever.
all-you-can-eat restaurant. So whenever you want something new, you have to complain about what you just ate.
Yeah. I
There
don't
used
mind
to
it.
be an insult restaurant in Vancouver, I remember.
Really?
Yeah, it was, I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a diner, and it was, when you went in, they treated you like shit. That was the
That's
whole thing
fun.
of it. That would be fun.
That is fun.
To own a restaurant like that. Just be like,
What do you need, you fucking loser?
or open
You guys
a
want to sit in
place.
swearing or non-swearing?
Yeah,
Non-swearing, please.
that's really funny.
Non-swearing, but still mean.
Yeah, still mean, but nobody. Put us in swearing. You got room over in swearing? Yeah, we got 2 tables in swearing. And then you go, how the fuck are you doing, you slut? And then move me to non-swearing. I really, I didn't know how smoky it would be over here.
that would also be fun if you could your staff could gauge how they want to treat the customer based on how the customer treats them, and then that'd be fun. Fuck, it'd be good to
You get to write comments about the customers.
Oh my God, yes.
And they have to take them home.
Yeah, I don't understand why they don't have that yet, like some sort
Rate
of
the customer.
customer rating service. Because like you go on Yelp and you read the negative reviews, and then it's always like, okay, and then you go and look, and that person only has negative reviews. I'm like,
I
you're such
think
a
China
dick.
has a social credit system.
Yeah.
We want that.
No, we shouldn't, I guess. But there's this restaurant over here called.
There's something to be said for social credit.
It could be nice once in a while, because sometimes they do get them back though. Like when the restaurants answer, I love it, because there's a restaurant over by my place. It's like literally the best Chinese food in Edmonton, double greeting wonton, and the owner is very strict about his parking. Like he has you go to his Google and there's signs of like, don't park here, don't park. This is the one way, and he's like tells people what to do, and then somebody gave him a bad review because He was yelling at us when we tried to park. We couldn't even go in and have a meal. He just yelled at us. And then after he answered, he goes, I'm so sorry. Blah, blah, blah. But maybe if you drove better. Like, he goes after them. And there's so many good replies. And I sat and read them for like an hour. And I was like, yes.
That's awesome.
Restaurants should be allowed to have whatever kind of response to a 1-star review.
Well, it just shows you that guy's busy as fuck.
Yeah.
So like
he doesn't give a fuck.
If I'm going on Yelp and I'm reading like an owner saying like eat shit, learn how to drive,
they're a good
asshole,
restaurant.
That's delicious.
Yeah.
That's delicious food there.
Absolutely.
If you don't have anybody in your restaurant, or we're busy Sundays and the rest of the week we really, I don't know if we're gonna make it through the year.
Yeah.
You're not going on there and roasting somebody you're just like, I'm so sorry, next time come back, park in my stall.
Yeah.
Fucking please come.
Oh yeah. That's so true.
All of our dumplings are average.
Yeah, that is so true. If the restaurant is good, then the owner can be mean.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Look for those responses because
that
that's
is a good way
food.
to pick a good place. Oh, that's good. I also like reading strip club reviews. Those are my favorite.
Oh, really? What are that one stripper that went on at 9:30 didn't have tits as big as the 8:30.
Truly, there are some like that.
Your tits have to get progressively bigger as the evening goes along.
Are you new
Where
here?
did you guys learn how to book strippers? You can't go big titties out of the gate.
The opener
It's
can
6:30.
be
I'm still eating the fucking sandwich. And old big titties pops up. Pow. And then now what am I expecting? Bigger titties at 7. No, sir.
As a man, if a stripper is like got not as much of a pretty face but great boobs, that's fine, right? You'd rather look at nice boobs and you don't care about faces. You're not trying to find your wife.
You care about everything. You care about everything.
You care about everything.
You care equally about everything. If she has a fucking bruise on her knee,
you care about that?
Sure. Like everything's equally important on everybody. Because as soon as there's one problem, you're like, I don't care about tits anymore. Look at her fucking toes.
I don't know. I'm sure there's some guys with some real big dicks that are ugly as fuck that still get attention.
Sure.
Women are shallow.
But men are you kidding me? Yes, men are not shallow at all. Men love all women of all shapes and sizes. That was good.
Well, I guess that's where
I want to freeze frame my face on that one because I'm like,
what?
okay, you idiot.
Okay, whatever.
Let me educate you on what it's like to be a woman.
Yeah. That's why a lot of the dating sites now have like vagina diameters.
Yeah.
So girls can say how tight they are and stuff. Hi there. I'm 1 millimeter dilated.
I'm a 38 double D, and I'm a 1 millimeter dilated.
I couldn't pass. My pussy's so tight I couldn't pass a snake through it. Anyways. See you at 7 at the Chinese food restaurant. Keep in mind, parking's a bitch. Park across the street, you fucking weirdo.
Oh my god.
Oh, well. Do you have any? But you got big shows coming up this weekend, do you not?
Oh yeah, I'm going to Halifax.
Whoa!
I'm so excited.
I like that club because it could be turned into like a room that could accommodate a funeral in 10 minutes.
But it's not there anymore.
Oh, it isn't.
No,
where is it now?
They are in. Do you know where the Seahorse used to be on that street? That party street in that basement. That's where they are.
Oh, okay.
And then you don't have to stay at the Westin in that weird apartment anymore. Although it was kind of fun.
And that was also a weird hotel because like
the owner didn't want us there.
If they liked your show, then you'd get your days off for free. And if they kind of weren't fans or heard from the staff that it wasn't great, you would pay for your off night.
Yeah, they were so back and forth about that because like sometimes like because you would do usually St. John's after, so you have a whole week in Halifax that you have to kill, and sometimes it would be $50 a night, and then sometimes it would be nothing. Like and then one of the girls at the front desk said, "Oh, that room isn't even in our system, so we can't even charge you." So I'm like, but the guy that owned the place or ran it did not like having yucks there. He had to have it there because they wanted to be a 4-star hotel, but you had to have live entertainment there. But yeah, he was always a dick to us.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I just remember, and that's a proof that comedians could never unionize.
Yeah.
Because comics were quite happy if, like, oh, you had to pay, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, you did, I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I guess I was good and stuff.
Yeah.
So comics like preferred that system to like,
'cause
no.
assholes.
None of us go there until we figure this the fuck out.
Exactly. That would never happen.
We could never have that kind of, power.
No.
Like we're all little mice looking for cheese.
Yeah. I want to be a level above you, so I don't pay at the
Nobody ever pulls their mouth out of the pussy and goes, wait a second, like we're all getting fucked here. Like Everybody just keeps their fucking tongue to the grindstone, you know?
Pulls their mouth out of the pussy.
Yeah, I'm just picturing somebody's eating a girl out and focusing on it and doesn't even realize, like, oh, wait a minute, we're in a fucking giant cat's tummy. You know what I mean? Because that's that's the perfect example of comedians. Like, you know, none of us have ever been able to be like, hey, why don't we standardize treatment in this one?
Oh, yeah.
How can we not focus on these 10 issues and just say none of us do it until this is fixed?
Yeah, it would never happen.
Never.
Ever.
Not
ever.
even one of them. And then even if you had scabs go in, they'd kill.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in the normal world, like in mining, if the real miners fuck off, the scabs come in and they're like, I haven't found a diamond in a year.
Yeah.
I'm not so good with a chisel. I'm old. I'm 75. So, like, the mine operation suffers.
Yeah.
And so the union can put pressure on the company because their revenues are down.
Yeah.
Whereas in comedy, the scab comedians would get better crowd responses.
Yeah.
Because they're hacks.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to work in 15
Totally.
years because they're too hacky.
They've been just sitting there honing their hack.
Yeah, but if not real, whatever, like if comedians that normally work these places suddenly said, fuck you,
Yeah.
like, then there's 2,900 hacks come in and murder.
Yeah.
Because they're like, look at this guy. I've got
Well-
arms like that, but they're attached to my ass.
And I guarantee you they would do better than the non-hacks because people would be like, yes, this is what I see on television and this is what I want to see at a club.
And I don't mean that like because that is somebody's joke, but the reason I bring that joke up specifically,
Whose joke is that?
Ricky B's Bronson.
Oh,
like,
he's-
but it's because I'd heard it like from 900 magicians before that.
Oh,
like
okay, yeah,
Fringe
yeah.
festivals, whatever. It's just a street joke.
Yeah.
But like you can just go into any place where we do comedy, run in there, do 412 street jokes.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, fucking that guy was good.
That was amazing.
And we're outside with our picket signs like, oh,
we're artists.
see, now that you've seen the scabs do it, what do you think of us? And they're like, they're better than you
Yeah,
fucking
they're way
losers.
funnier. They're way happier.
Yeah, they seem to be having a good time up there.
Oh,
It was
God.
all a ruse,
We
but
can
it's
never
well
strike.
planned out.
It'll never work.
Well planned out fake fun is what hacks are good
That's
at.
what people want. Like I thought before I got into comedy that Dane Cook was hilarious and stuff, like just so creative. And then you watch actual comedy, and you're like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
He has a place.
He was for a time and space, right? He was
Yeah.
like NSYNC of funny.
Yeah. Well,
He
he
was
was
like
like
the- he was-
I feel like he was the very first social media comic because he's the first person that ever exploded on a social media site like MySpace. It went crazy,
Yeah.
and then that's how he got all his stuff.
But he was sort of like, tell
was
me
around for,
why.
like,
Like,
17
that's who
years.
he
Yeah.
was. He was the ain't nothing
Yeah.
but like jokes you can sort of like wave a candle at.
yeah,
You know, garbage.
Yeah,
like
well,
high
nothing
energy.
edgy, just-
He's attractive, so the girls are interested.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so that's usually all it takes.
Yeah.
Good looking guy. Girls are laughing.
yeah.
Because girls are just as easy to manipulate in a show as guys, depending on how
Exactly.
you look.
Exactly.
You know, but yeah, you got to be. So he had the right look, the right kind of comedy, didn't offend anybody, and
Yeah.
it was sort of like, hey, let's have fun.
And he was high energy. People love that bouncing around.
I don't remember. I don't know. Well, because you started a little after me, right?
Yeah, I think
like a
2
few
or 3 years
yeah.
after you.
Yeah, you came in on the fucking Howie train, man.
Yeah, yes, I did.
You came in red hot at the Live Wire, coming to the shittiest open mics in the world.
The Live Wire was my very first ever set, but I don't really count it. 'cause
And
it was
everybody's trashed,
Yeah.
right? Comics are trashed.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, they're bringing. I think I've talked about this before, where they would like, you're like, I would like 20 wings, please, and
Yeah.
then they'd bring over like, here's 8 shrimp.
Yeah.
And you're like,
That's what we have.
What? We're out of wings. You cooked them before you asked me if I was okay with that kind of substitute. That's chicken. That's chicken to fish.
That's a big
big. And they're like, all animal.
Oh my god.
If you ordered corn, we wouldn't bring you shrimp unless we authorized it. But meat is meat, sir. So what are you gonna do? Go home meatless? No meat in your belly? I don't think so. And he was right.
Yeah, that
I
place
would have
was
wanted the
fucking
shrimp.
crazy. That
It was
place
a terrible venue.
I still loved the time that I came up though, because it was still there weren't like a million rooms, so you actually had to like hang out and like not go up every night, but just like get to know people. And like, it wasn't like there was probably like 30-ish people that were regularly doing it, but there's probably like 15 people that were that would be out every weekend and like
all week. Yeah,
all
there
week
was always
long.
something to do on a Sunday or Monday or whatever. Yeah.
Well, like Yuck Yucks used to be open from like what, Tuesday to Sunday. Like they used to have shows from Tuesday to Sunday.
And if you didn't go down Wednesdays and Thursdays to hang, there was no way you were getting on Friday or Saturday.
Never.
So it was still weird how much time we had to waste at clubs, I guess.
I knew all the Toronto comics because I'd met them coming out to Edmonton. And like, I don't know, it was like, I think it like, I had to ask for 6 months straight. Like, it's so hard to ask for a guest spot when you're new. Like, it's so fucking hard. 6 months straight of like Chrissy or Tom or whoever else saying no. And I'm just like, all right, well, let's keep hanging out.
I guess I gotta keep like, no.
Yeah.
Like,
and
all right.
You also wouldn't get spots if you went over time. If you went over on the light by a lot, you wouldn't get a spot on a Tuesday for like months.
No, they cut your mic and boo you off kind of thing. Yeah, you could really get shamed.
Fuck, I miss mean comedy. I think it made better comics.
Especially to have management, like actual light.
Scary management.
Because that's what we don't have now that we had before.
Yeah.
Is like when you start a job, there's a manager.
Yeah.
And you can have fun with your friends, you can have a good time, you can bust balls, have a cigarette out back. But there's a manager going, hey, you, get in here. We got a fucking lunch rush. Yeah. And you got, yes, ma'am. And in comedy, there isn't that anymore. There's no sheriff in town.
Yeah.
Like management used to be the ones who were like, you, get over here. And you'd have to be like, huh?
Yes.
And then what that did is it forced you to be like infantilized. So even if you were like, hello, I'm very good, all of your peers have seen you get like emasculated.
Yeah.
8 times minimum because an adult who was in charge of stage time was like, Sean, hey, loser, over there by the and yes, ma'am, and then I get up and move to that door or whatever.
Oh, there were so many
now
rules
you can have all this swagger and be like, yo, what's up?
That is true.
Back then it was like, yo,
anymore.
you guy who thinks he's good and acts like the fucking greatest comedian around these people.
Yeah,
come over here so I can urinate on your neck.
Yeah,
and they'd be like, okay,
yes, please. You want me to turn around and put it in my mouth?
I guess you can go ahead and piss all over my throat area. And we just had to accept, it wasn't that bad, but
no,
it was
wasn't.
like,
but there were
was
rules that you had to follow, and like you did have to like kind of like you had to like not have an ego at the beginning. That's the other thing is like I guess without someone telling you that you're shit.
No, you're not on. Why not? Because you're bad.
Yeah, and it was as easy as that.
Yeah.
And then why? How am I bad? I don't.
You just are.
Fuck off! Like literally, go
I
away.
got shit to do.
Yeah.
Leave.
I miss it. I think it. I don't know if it'll come back because independent rooms are just so big now, and it's so easy to produce your own shit, and I think that's the thing. But like, even like I don't know, some of these tour people that are going on, like I don't know if you heard about all that Danger Cat stuff, and then they got a bunch of shit canceled, and then they go online and they start like blasting the venues, and I'm like, do you mind not blasting these small businesses that are being kind to have a comedy show, but now they'll never have a comedy show again because an edgy comic was mad that it got canceled over a dumb joke? Like, if it was a comedy club, sure, go ahead, go after the comedy clubs, but like there's this one brewery that does shows in Smithers named Bulkley Valley, and the guy that owns it is like the coolest guy. It's a tiny little venue, and he's just like, yeah, I got all these emails and calls one day saying I had to cancel. I didn't know what was going on, so I said, okay, all my customers want me to cancel this, I guess I'm going to cancel this. And then they're like, oh, you can't cancel this, blah blah blah, you got to pay for the job. It's like, dude, I'm a small business that was doing a show for you. Like, you cannot do this. Like, I understand the independent rooms, but don't go in and fuck around at these independent rooms and burn them for everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, even before you do a show there, like there's burning an independent room by being a terrible comic, and then there's burning an independent room by being a terrible booker.
Yeah. And it's also sort of one of those things where it's like, well, this is how it looks when the troll gets trolled.
Yeah.
This is what trolling, like when you're a troll, sometimes you get trolled.
Yeah. You should expect to be trolled.
So the consequences of being trolled, you can't cope with that.
Yeah. So you're really,
like
it's stupid. And when I saw, like, I'll say I saw Brett do it, and I like Brett as a person, and he's got some crazy hustle, but I'm like, do not go after these small businesses that are just doing a comedy show, and they're saying yes to people who are like, hey, you want to do a comedy show? And they're like, doesn't sound, and then they have this experience, and then that's burned forever.
Well, and it's just another example of like comedy's not that successful, right? It's sort of
No.
on the fringes of it. We'll try it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sold 28 tickets last time. It was okay.
Yeah.
Like everything's just okay with comedy. So if there's any friction,
Yeah.
if
It's
anybody
gone.
goes, hey, I saw this video of this
Yeah.
guy doing this, and you shouldn't have me. You're like, dude, last time I had comedians here, I made $80.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna fucking put the gun down and back out of the bank. I
exactly.
don't need to be here for this.
That's like be fucking grateful for these places that are cool with you interrupting their regular
if they were
scheduled
making
program.
good money, I mean, and so yeah, I mean, there's value in saying like, hey, you know how comedy is kind of all these left-leaning pussy fucking
Yeah.
losers that are afraid of saying words and stuff. There is this avenue that I can go down where not many comedians are willing to go there.
Yeah.
And that's not to say it's like courageous or anything. It's just right-wing style comedy.
Yeah.
Sort of Jordan Peterson of comedy rather than like fucking, whatever he does. And that's fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. But that's a bumpy road.
Yeah.
There's going to be a bunch of pushback.
Well, it's the same
and-
bumpy road that a super liberal comic is going to deal with too. Like not
Yeah, like
everybody
Ari
wants to-
Shaffir or
yeah.
whatever, right? Like you're raising your profile.
Yeah.
But
there's a good way to be like a controversial comic, and then there's a really fucking annoying way to be a controversial comic. And it's like it's hard to be a good controversial comic, just like it's hard to be a good clean comic, and it's hard to be a good dirty comic.
yeah, because you have to like put your emotions away and be like, we're the trolls. We do the trolling.
Yeah.
We don't give a shit about you and your left-wing stupid dummy
Yeah.
agenda. We're going to say what we want and do what we want.
And you see all the comments under their pictures are all pro whatever they're doing, knowing full well they're deleting comments. There's no way if you're going to be that edgy and have people at you that you don't have some negative comments. Like if I went to any of their pages and looked and they had negative comments, I'd be like, okay, I got respect for you. But no negative comics, you are deleting.
But you always have to keep your emotions in check because as soon as you get... The only way that you're funnier than the people that you're trying to troll is
Yeah.
if you're kind of above it.
yeah, I don't
If you're
care about you
hovering
guys.
above it.
Yeah.
So like if a troll trolls you back and says, let's cancel this guy's show, and then it gets canceled.
Yeah.
And then you can't go after the venue.
Yeah.
Because even in right-wing circles, that would be considered punching down.
Yeah.
That's punching down to right-wing comedy.
That
fans,
is.
attacking a business.
That is.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck what you say about trans people or
Whatever.
black people
Yeah.
or immigrants of any kind.
But hurt a small
you
business?
come after
Yeah.
a little company.
Someone's wallet. Yeah.
Eat shit.
Yeah.
Like that is what your fans care about.
Totally.
You would need to attack the troll. You need
Yeah.
to go right back at the troll, forget the venue.
Yeah.
Because then it makes you look weak too. Makes you look like, I needed that $480.
Yeah. It does.
I needed that.
It does.
And it's like, no, you've got to be above it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you lose status and it just looks weak.
It does. It does look weak, but I don't know.
But I still think that like things like that can come out on the other side as the winners. Right?
Absolutely.
Because all they have to do is, as they're building their audience and developing people that hate them, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
part of the natural, if you're building that brand, you're going to have more and more people hating you.
Oh, there's so many people.
But
out
all you have to
there-
do is sell. All you have to be able to do is get to a point where you can sell out or reasonably sell out a soft seat theater. And now none of that shit matters anymore.
Well, now it's okay to be like to hate cancel culture. So they're getting all those people that
Mm-hmm.
still want to see comedy and also hate cancel culture. So they're like, yeah, we think you guys are so bold and so awesome, and so they are building a fan base and like,
Yeah.
But find your fans, but also don't fuck with people that are just trying to help you.
And it's also it's smart to do that, right?
Yeah.
If you have like there's 50% of the people here believe what they believe.
Yeah,
The other 50 believe sort of what we believe.
yeah,
And the people who believe kind of what they believe have really no comedy that they can go to other than when they go online and watch Andrew Schultz or Rogan
Yeah.
or whatever. They don't have any local
that they can go
people
to.
doing that.
Yeah.
So there is an opportunity for them to make a lot of money.
Well, and there is a scene that we probably just don't even see because I put Fox News on my Sirius because sometimes when I'm driving it's just fun to listen. Sometimes it's just like
Yeah.
I cannot believe you guys are saying this. Anyway, there's like a version of like kind of like the Daily Show, but it's like a right wing one. It's called Gethard or Greg Gethard or something, and Jim Brewer
Greg
was on
Gutfield
it.
or
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
and they literally like are just like doing the same thing that the Daily Show is about Democrats and stuff. And it's kind of interesting to listen to because I'm like, I find it hilarious when the Daily Show does it, but I'm like, you guys are losers. But I'm like, I guess it's just because I don't think that these people.
Yeah.
But it's weird.
And it also isn't as funny just intrinsically. It can't
Yeah.
be as funny because it's instead of the emperor has no clothes, it's the poor don't have clothes.
Yeah.
It's like it's the emperor saying poor people don't have clothes.
Yeah.
And you're like, I already knew poor people didn't have clothes.
Yeah.
They're poor. That's how I can tell they're poor. Their clothes suck. So it's sort of like can't be funny.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff they're doing is punching down at an angle that just can't make anybody laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Because it's just like a person with status and with money saying these people without status and without money are garbage. And we're like, we already knew that.
Or they're just saying stuff that everyone is being told is horrible to talk about. Like they were complaining about making fun of Lizzo for her dress that she wore. The MTV like it was literally like the biggest dress you've ever seen. And then he did say something kind of funny. But
Did he? What did he say?
I can't even remember. He said something about a cloud of some thunderstorm. If Jim Brewer was on it, I've always liked him, but now he's very right. And I'm like, Jim Brewer, they took you from us. But they were like fat shaming her, and they were saying all the things of like, yeah, it's fine to be happy with your body, but you are promoting obesity. You are promoting, and the one point that they made that I'm like, I feel this way is that all of these body positivity people, the second you lose weight, they hate you, like they drop you, and it's like that's so
really?
hypocritical.
We've gone that far.
It's so hypocritical. Like when Adele lost a lot of weight, all these girls were like, I've gotten messages from girls that said, oh, you were such a role model for bigger girls, but now you've lost weight. And it's like, I'm like, for my health. And also, I always wanted to lose weight. I'm sorry, I didn't think I'd look beautiful when I was like huge. I'm not going to say the poundage, it was big, but.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, and that's the thing that bothers me about the body positivity movement. And it's the same with like liberals versus conservatives. If somebody thinks differently than you, they're evil and they should be. Their lives should
really,
be
like
ended.
any positivity any positivity sucks.
Yeah,
like,
people
I'm
need
a
to
life
be
coach,
less
positivity.
positive.
Step into your interpersonal future you.
Yeah.
You can do it. It's within you.
Yeah.
It's within all of us. It seems like half of us are struggling mightily. That's right. But it's within each of us to do better.
Lie to ourselves
it's like,
and say everything's
but
okay.
the evidence would suggest that half of us, regardless of work ethic, are fucked.
Yeah.
That's right. But not you, because you have it within you. Me, just me, all of you that are here today that have paid $5,000 to be at this seminar. All of you. No, you got to pick 3 of us that don't. The only way this fucking seminar makes any sense is if 3 of the 30 people in here have no hope and you tell them to their face.
I think that the only thing that can save humanity is that the new, like the kids, like young kids now, that generation is not given a lot of hope. Like they can't be given a lot of hope and happiness. Like I was watching there's this like YouTube channel called Recess Therapy. Have you heard the Korn song?
No.
Anyway, it's so weird. But this guy, I don't know if he's like a therapist or whatever. But he goes around, he interviews kids, and kids are funny. There was this one kid, this little girl, and he's like, "Do you have dreams?" She goes, "No." He's like, "Why not?" She goes, "Dreams are stupid. Dreams are dumb." And my friend's like, "Is that baby Kathleen?"
Dreams are so dumb and stupid.
But yeah, like I'm like, that's the problem. Is like our generation was the beginning generation of being told that you can do anything you want to do. There are no limits.
But
and then the one after that it got worse, and then the one after that it got to be like, oh, I can do anything. I can make money sitting around doing nothing, and I will. And it's just like, and I'm gonna work here, but if I don't like it, I'm leaving.
I think I just gave myself a good idea, which is to become a life coach.
Yeah.
Where I have 5 plants at my seminar, and before I say like each of you has it within you to fuck, I kick those 5 out. I go, I can just tell by looking at you and listening to what you're saying, you guys have get out of here. Get out of here.
You don't have it.
You don't have
inside
anything inside of you.
Look at your
you
slouching.
soulless. Fuck it. And then I pay each of them $75.
That's
and then they get
a good
up.
idea.
And then the remaining people, I go, each of you has it within yourself to step into your future success. And then now everybody's like, fuck, I do feel like I'm part of an exclusive
It's like
club.
being chosen
He
at the
kicked 5
hypnotist
people.
show.
Yeah.
It's like being chosen at the
I think
hypnotist
it's a
show.
good idea.
That's a great idea.
I think it's a good idea.
Can we do like a double motivational team?
We could.
Let's
Yeah.
just start doing that.
Yeah.
Charging $500 a ticket. And then we'll just like have actors say that their lives changed overnight after they saw us, because people will believe anything.
Yeah, and then we'll just like have jokes about how we used to be married or something. Like, we used to be married, but then she regained consciousness. Anywho. And then we'll do our seminar.
I hated my life the whole time. No, I didn't grow until we finally divorced.
Oh, boy.
This woman.
This bitch used to wear a fentanyl eye patch. I'm a pirate.
Oh my god.
I'm a pirate.
Let's make a TV show about this where we're like motivational scam motivational
That would be pretty
speakers.
fucking cool.
That would be
and
fun.
I really think if every one of them started with like a very aggressive kick out, where you're like, I want everybody in here to just shout a word out. Shout the word you fucking love the most. Shout it. Could be a name, could be a place, could be anything. Shout it. And then everybody shouts something out, and then I go, you five, get the fuck out of here. Like, and it's like Adam and Jim and Will Hannigan and my dad. And they all have to leave immediately.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Because that's the only way that I would have enough fucking gravitas with the remaining group to have them buy into our bullshit.
I love this idea.
It's not a bad concept.
Let's do this.
I think we're going to do it.
I think we should do it.
I have a show at the comic strip tonight.
You have a show tonight.
It's going to be huge.
It's
It's going to be big time.
Is tonight Wednesday?
What time do we start talking?
I don't know. Tonight's Thursday. Oh yeah, I gotta go to Halifax tomorrow.
Oh, I have no. I lose total track.
Who's
of
at
time.
the comic strip this weekend?
I don't know. I haven't looked at a website. I'm there tonight, and that's it.
Oh, just tonight.
Yeah,
They're doing a lot of like
Be
only Sunday shows or
yeah,
only
be like an
Saturday
American
shows.
guy who's not coming till whatever, right? Friday. I'll come Friday. Okay. We'll get a local fat middle-aged guy. And they're
To
like,
headline.
we won't even change the posters.
They'll love it. They'll love it. It'll be good.
Sure. And you're going to hell, so you got to fly out tomorrow.
I fly out tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'm there for a week, and then I do punchlines in St. John, New Brunswick, the weekend after.
Oh, that's fun.
It's a fun club. I'm very excited. And then I come back, and then I do Calgary, and then I do Calgary again.
Calgary back to back?
Yeah, I do the club, and then I'm doing that Are you doing that festival? Aren't you doing that festival? Slut
Island?
Not Slut Island.
I think you should start one that's called Slut Island.
There is one called Craft Island. I knew it was an island.
I did Craft Island last year. I'm not the kind of person who goes to festivals back to back.
Back to back.
I'm a one and maybe not done. We'll see if this lasts 5 years.
Yeah.
If this festival lasts 5 years, we'll have Sean back.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
And any festival that's not fledgling in that way doesn't have me at all.
Yeah,
so that's kind of where I'm at.
Those are all my days.
Fledgling fest. Not that it's fledgling. It's not. Craft Island is pretty good. As long as they have a hotel with a rooftop hot tub, it's a good festival.
That's always fun. That's always fun.
That's what it's all about.
Is there a rooftop hot tub at their hotel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
At
exciting.
the hotel that they have the fest is all around town, so everybody goes and does their shows at breweries, and then everybody meets up at the hotel hub and just parties in.
Fun.
There's a one party suite that has like a pool table.
Oh, is it the hotel by the airport?
Yeah.
I love that hotel.
Yeah.
I stay there all the time.
Everybody just kind of parties in the hot tub or the party room.
Fun.
And they got fined last time and just paid it, like Suge Knight or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
here.
Extra $500 because of this noise, and they're like, eat shit. Like, and they just fucking
I wonder if
sprayed
they're
him
still at this hotel, though. Maybe they didn't want them back.
They just threw toonies
know.
at their face.
I have to look that up. Yeah, and then I am, and then after that, I'm getting my asshole cut out.
What the hell? Is that like a vasectomy for girls who hate anal sex?
Yeah. Because I hate any ass play, so I want my colon
Any
removed.
ass play. You don't even like if somebody like a round the bottle?
Not around the bottle. Don't even take a wet washcloth to my ass.
That's what it sounds like to thumb her asshole.
You know what's fun? I do love a bidet, so I should, but
you do?
I do love a bidet, but yeah, I don't want someone's things
Slimy
anywhere.
digits?
No.
Because what's around might go in. That's what's scary, right?
Exactly.
Huh.
Yeah, because I might have cancer in my butthole or I might not, but they're going to cut it out
really?
and check it.
They're going to check it. They're going to put it. They're
going to do the sniff test.
Yeah, they're going to put it on a plate and throw a little HP sauce on it.
I did ask if I could keep some of my colon, and then they were like, no.
No?
I'm like, but who doesn't ask if they can keep whatever's getting? It's my body.
I mean, the thing about Adam is he could cook it.
We could.
I
could
bet
make
you
it
he'd
into
be,
anything.
I guarantee
it would be
you
delicious.
I could eat your colon and be like,
for sure.
holy fuck, was that
That's
good,
the only
Adam?
way I would ever let anyone
Adam,
eat
what
my
did
ass.
I started with I started with a bed of lemons. And I'd be like, I knew it. I knew it started with lemon. I could tell by how citrusy Kathleen's asshole is. And I assumed it wasn't naturally so. But having never eaten it.
Yeah, I did get drunk on the Tuesday. I found out that it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I was like a relief drunk. I drank like 3/4 of a 2/6 of vodka by myself. And then I called Adam, and I don't remember saying this, but he was like, yeah, you were like, I don't let anyone eat my ass. I'm not going to let cancer eat my ass. That's the
Cancer's
attitude that I
not
have.
going to be the first thing to eat my ass.
No. Well, I was not going to say not the first thing. Not like it. That's probably why I don't like it, because it happened once. I'm like, that felt weird. I didn't like it.
Oh, really?
I'm not a fan of it. I don't like that kind of stuff.
Maybe you will now.
Maybe that's the whole
after
problem.
the
Maybe if I was
surgery,
getting slapped.
you're going to be
because
like,
my colon's going to be shorter.
yeah.
One of the side effects.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe you'll be a
my
freak.
God.
Maybe you're going to be a butt freak.
Maybe they'll find my butt clit. I'm sure my butt clit's
You
hidden up
didn't
there.
cut up my butt clit,
Did you cut out my butt clit? Because that is.
Don't cut out my butt clit.
You guys, that wasn't a polyp.
All
that
right.
was my butt clit.
I'll let you take the cancer out if
You can find my
I get
butt
to
clit.
keep my butt clit.
Doctors can never find it. God.
Kathleen, we have terrible news. The cancer is on your butt clit.
No!
Oh
my God! Imagine clitoris cancer or penis cancer.
Do they have penis cancer, or is it just?
Well, there's
testicles?
balls.
Yeah,
Yeah, ball cancer.
penis cancer would be bad.
That would be
It's
awful.
like, I'm sorry, we have to remove the left side of your penis. Like, well, that's you might as well take the whole
Take the whole thing,
Might
'cause
as well
now
take it
there's
all
nothing.
then.
So you're leaving me with nothing, basically.
Yeah, might as well take them both.
Oh, my
You know
God.
when girls take both titties, do that to my dick. Take all dick, all the dick.
And
A lot of
that's
times,
also,
guys.
every comic I've told has said the same thing. Well, you're gonna have so much material now. He's like, you were like, it's almost like having a kid.
It is like having a kid.
It'll be good. It'll be
Cancer
good.
isn't the same as kids for material.
Yeah, I hope that the Winnipeg Comedy
I got
Fest
these
has
two
a cancer
I got these two
gala
cancers.
soon.
A cancer gala.
I hope they do.
Sure would.
You got your Live
Yeah.
Strong shirt on?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Sure would be nice if that was the theme this year. Hint, hint.
Dean did say something on my post that I wanted
did
to
he?
say. Oh, are we doing a cancer gala soon?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
There's gonna have to be one theme. Is gonna have to be Kathleen McGee lives with a
It
horrifying.
can either be cancer or ass eating, one of the two.
It
But
should
I've got
be-
material for both.
It should. I think the theme should be diagnosis.
Oh, that's a good theme. Yeah, that is a good theme.
Yeah, that's not a bad one.
That is a really good theme, actually. That'd be interesting for other things.
Yeah,
we should tell
'cause it
Dean.
could be anything.
I hope Dean listens to this. He doesn't.
He does not. And you know how I know? Because the stats say nobody does.
It's our own fault for being irregular.
Two guys in Russia that think they're listening to Ukrainian radio. The war isn't going that bad. These guys are laughing
These
still.
guys are having a great
They're
time.
having a good time.
They're not having
These
a bad
two
time
Ukrainian
at all.
radio disc jockeys. They don't even bring it up.
Oh my God, I
They
love
brought it up. They brought it up twice, but they're pro-Ukraine.
They bring up the
but
Holocaust way more than they bring up the Ukrainian war. Way more.
We denazified this podcast,
We did. We got that Nazi out.
just like a cancer.
Oh,
Just like an ass cancer.
yeah.
It'll be gone in a month.
Yeah, I can't
And you'll
wait.
be back to normal. Well, it's kind of it's good because you're like still traveling and stuff. A lot of people will be like, I'm gonna go to my room.
Well, they gave me 2.
You're a tough chick.
They gave me. Well, what am I gonna do? Like, they gave me 2 days.
That's what tough chicks say. What am I gonna do? Lay there? Weak chicks lay there.
Like, so they said you could have surgery on September 7th or 28th, and I was like, well, if I wait till the 28th, will I die? And she's like, no. And she's like, no. She didn't say no, but she didn't like. No, but anyway, but
Yeah.
I was like, because I have like a bunch of shows. This was the best part too. I was like,
That's
because I have a
hilarious.
bunch of shows because I do stand-up comedy, and then she's like, wait a second, have you been on the Debaters? And I was like, yes. Actually, the Debaters is one of the reasons why I missed my first colonoscopy. She's like, I've heard you. I knew I recognized your name. And so she's like, I'm operating on a celebrity. I'm like, yep, keep thinking like that.
Yeah.
Keep thinking like that.
Exactly.
And then-
national treasure. That's the asshole of a national treasure.
And then when we were leaving, she goes, oh, I just have one question. Do you guys get the debates ahead of time?
No, in the minute, in the moment. They get up, ding, 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 you're debating bird life.
Yeah, no.
Uh-oh.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny. So that was cute. So my asshole was recognized. Well, it wasn't actually recognized,
Your
but my
voice.
name was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thanks for being on your own podcast
Yeah,
again.
thanks for joining
This could be
us.
the last one.
There'll be another one,
Yeah, I think so.
maybe.
One other one.
I'm going away for a while again, but then we'll be back. And then I'm back
Okay.
here like,
Yeah, and then
I'm
you're
taking
back.
the fall off. I'm
Yeah.
pretending like it's lockdown again.
Fuck, you should.
Because I can go on disability. My doctor's like, here's your note. You just say you
Send
can't
it
work.
to Yuck Yucks.
Yes, yeah, send it to Yuck Yucks, and they'll send you your $1 million disability check that every comic gets when they have a issue.
Hello, employer. I unfortunately can't make Spruce Grove in 9 months. Here's my doctor's note.
Exactly.
Ah, well.
We're gonna have a good time.
All right. We'll take it easy. We'll see you next week.
See you
we'll
next
be back
week.
next week, right?
I think so, or maybe the week after. We'll see.
Or you're not back
Well,
next week?
no, I'm in.
Oh, you're gone for a little bit, right?
I'll be back like the Thursday after. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We'll do it. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Tyler Schultz.